Vegetable gardening can be very rewarding, but unfortunately, with that ray of sunshine of getting fresh vegetables, there's also some critters and pests you're going to have to deal with. So many of our vegetable crops do have issues with insect and diseases. It's just a matter of life in the vegetable garden that we're going to have to deal with these pests. So really the challenge is, how do we proactively deal with them instead of reactively deal with insects and diseases? So how can you help prevent pest problems from happening? Well, if you're a recurring gardener, sanitation in the fall, cleaning up that old debris, getting it out of there, because some of our insects and disease overwinter on that old debris. Other ways we can help keep pest problems at bay is good cultural practices. So planting at the right time, planting at the right spacing so there's good airflow, plants aren't overcrowded, keeping the weeds down. Weeds tend to attract more insect problems. So basically what I'm saying is, when it comes to pest control, the defense is your best offense. So stay ahead of any of those potential problems. So besides those cultural practices, what else can you do to help reduce pest problems in the garden? What I recommend people do is something called scouting. That's a fancy word for basically walking through the garden and really getting to know your plants. Look for any changes in color, growth. Are they stunted? Are they getting discolored? Are they being twisted, curled, the leaves, those type of things. As we walk through them, we're going to be aware of those problems before they start to happen. So you look close at the foliage. A lot of times insects lay their eggs on the underside of the leaf, so we turn them over, we look for them. And so then we know what's happening in our garden. So then if we do have a pest problem, what are we going to do to solve it? Well, you have several options. You know, on tomatoes that get some of the leaf diseases, we just may want to cut off and destroy those leaves so they don't spread. Insects that are easy to control, we can do some mechanical removal. So cut off the leaf, the damage, those type of things, get rid of it to reduce that insect problem. Then, as our last resort, we're going to have to go to some sort of control. Keep in mind, a pesticide is anything that controls a pest. So an insecticide controls insects, a fungicide controls diseases, and so if you have an insect, you want to make sure you find an insecticide, whether organic or chemical, that is labeled and appropriate for use on that plant. Likewise, if it's a disease, you want to reach for a fungicide that's going to control that fungal disease. Because an insecticide will not control a disease, or a disease fungicide will not control an insecticide. That sometimes is a common mistake gardeners make. They think they just have an insect, or they think they have a disease, and they reach for the wrong product. And that's not really a good use of that product or your time to have the wrong product. So when you do find there is a pest problem, make sure you get it properly identified, talk to someone knowledgeable about the best method of control and how to control it, and then make sure you get the right product for the job and apply it at the right time. That's going to be your key to success in keeping pests under control in the garden.